Welcome to Siyaphanda, where the Bay Youth makes it work. The show is for you if you're all about entrepreneurship, you're looking to start a business, or you are in the business industry. This is definitely for you. So we have the one and only Siphosethu Vayo from Vayo Designs today. She's a young woman who is an entrepreneur, born and raised in Gqeberha, and she studied at Gqeberha. Welcome, and thank you so much for honoring our invitation today. Kindly greet the viewer at home and introduce yourself.
Alrighty, so my name is Siphosethu Vayo.
Yes.
I was born and raised in PE, like you just said. Studied in Daimler, and I did fashion design and entrepreneur. And then from there on, that's where the journey started.
I know, Guti, you did adventure into another study field before studying fashion design. Tell us about that.
Okay, so it wasn't really a smooth sailing. I had to go through bumps before I found my niche.
Yes.
So I did journalism first, which was what everyone thought I'd be perfect for because I talk too much, I love to read, I love to research. It made sense. In theory, it made sense, but in practical, no. I used to go to school and I didn't enjoy it. I would bunk school. I would go to the movies instead of going to class.
Yeah.
So that's when I knew it wasn't for me. And then I had to go to my mom and say, listen, if you love your money and you want to save it, get me out of there. I cannot.
Yes.
And then from there on, my brother came with a suggestion that how about you do fashion design? Because you love clothes and you love drawing.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Wow.
So then I got into fashion design when I went to Daimler and I fell in love with it.
You fell in love with it.
I fell in love with it.
Wow.
I used to go to class even when there was no class.
Because it's something that you're passionate about.
Something that I was passionate about.
Yes. Now, we are talking all things fashion because you're an entrepreneur. What problem does it solve?
Well, we have a lot of women who do not have, unfortunately, self-confidence.
Yes.
With me, I try to bring that out of a woman. With my garments, I want to make you sexy, I want to make you confident, I want to make you love yourself even more. Because I get people who come to me and like, can you make me a dress? Please hide my arms, please hide my legs. And I'm like, no, show them off because that's part of you. That's your identity. You can't run away from that. You need to love yourself. So for me, I feel like that's my problem solving type of situation when it comes to the job that I do.
All right. And then I would like to also know, what is your target audience? Because what is your target market? Because you're going to
get me killed for this.
I'm sorry.
You're going to get me cancelled. Well, I focus more on women, unfortunately, because I know women better. I'm a woman. I know what they love. I know what they like. I know what looks good in them. I do sort of feature men here and there. So if you come with your partner and then you want a matching top for him to match with your dress, then I can do that. But I'm not really focusing that much on men. I'm sorry.
But mostly women.
Mostly women, And kids.
And kids. What kind of services do you offer? I know you do for matric. You do for different occasions.
I do matric dance dresses. I do wedding dresses. I do traditional dresses. But my favorite, I would lean on more onto matric dance dresses. Everyone says I'm the matric dance queen. Well, I have a story for that too. Because for my matric dance, I didn't get what I want. And I had to go to my matric dance not satisfied. And I vowed to myself that I would never make a girl feel like that because I didn't like it and I knew how it's like. So I always make sure that a girl lives her dreams. That one day should be a highlight of many of the years that they're going to go into. Because your first dress is your matric dance dress. And then you get your graduation dress. And then you get your... your 21st dress. Yes. And then you get your wedding dress. So that first dress is very important. And for me, it's the start of a journey into your adulthood because you're coming out of high school, you're going into university, you're going to find yourself. So in finding yourself, you find your style. That's where you grow your confidence as well. So that's where I was with the thinking in terms of loving so much the fashion, the matric dance.
You know, I would like you to take us back because I do believe that you're in Yes. Where did it all start? Well, did you always know that you will venture
into fashion?
Into fashion.
Okay. No.
Okay.
I'd be
Interesting.
lying. I'd be lying if I said I did. I actually wanted to do clinical psychology. Yeah, I talk too much. I love to listen. As you can hear, my surname is Vayo, which is the listener.
Mamea.
Yes, I listen, and I'm a problem solver too, which is, I think I still do that even in my fashion design, because people come with their problems and I still consult for free.
Because
But
for
for
free.
free.
I
But
hope
that's
you
okay.
heard
That's
that.
part of the services. It's okay. But I wanted to be clinical psychology. I was passionate about that. I even had a mentor at school, in high school. One of my biology teachers was mentoring me, and she really wanted me to grasp into that venture. And I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And then I was like, no, this is not going to happen.
Yeah.
But for me, the love for fashion, I would say, started when I was really young. My gran used to make clothes, and I used to watch her doing it, and then I learned from her, not knowing I would do this as a business or as a career. I just learned because I was a girl who loved things. And I used to braid my doll's hair. I used to make my outfits for my dolls and for myself as well. I would take like old clothes from my grand's cupboard, and then I would make something new from them, not knowing this was going to be something bigger in the future. And then from there on, I was like, okay, I'm creative, I'm an artist, and I liked it. It was a hobby. And then from there on, my older brother is an artist, my mom is a businesswoman, and my middle brother is an accountant. So I feel like I didn't really have a choice. I was like bombarded with all these things. It made sense. But it didn't make sense then, because I didn't really even think that way, because I just knew that I wanted to be a clinical psychologist. So from there on, when fashion came along, I just knew.
That it's for you.
I just knew.
You fell in love with it.
I just knew that was my soulmate.
Look at you today.
Look at me today.
I like that you say that it's your soulmate.
Yeah, I really live fashion. I'm sorry. I even dream about my dresses at times. I would stay up all night trying to figure out a design, wanting to make it perfect, because whatever is stamped with my name, I want it to be perfection. When you go outside and people ask you, what are you wearing, who are you wearing, or where did you make your dress? I want that to be, even though it's part of my name, but I want my name to be associated with good things, with perfect things. Maybe I'm an OCD type of person. I like perfection too much, but that's the reality of things.
And Sipho, siyayazi ukuthi akubekho into iqala at times kungabikho challenges. And I do believe that there are challenges that you are facing, maybe that you do come across in your business. Kindly take us through that. I'm sorry.
Trauma. Like you just said, life on its own has its own challenges. But in business, you face, especially when you work with people, you face a lot of like different personalities. You have people who are indecisive. You have stresses of finding the right fabric. You have people sending you pictures from America wanting the dress, like, I want it exactly like it is. And you're like, sorry, where am I going to get this fabric? And they still expect everything. And also the thing is, sometimes people don't understand their body types, right? So they'll send you a picture of someone who's really small, and then they expect you to make it exactly like that. And then they think that it's going to fit them exactly like that. So that's where we come in. We have a consultation before anything, and I try to make them understand, hey, this is how this is going to look, or let's maybe try this and that. But mostly we get more challenges when we get people who don't know what they want, and then they kind of like go with anything. And then when it's done, they're like, I don't like it.
And
what do you do? Exactly. You either want to find out, so how can I change it? Or, so what do we do from here? Most of the time, it's either you change it or you try to fix certain things to make it at least into what they wanted it to be. But in most cases, it just gets tricky when you work with people, because sometimes you never know what to expect. And then we have, like I just said, the fabric side of things, where you don't get the fabric that the client wants, and then they just kind of tell you, like, I want it exactly like this. I'm like, okay. And most of the time we have challenges rather when it's busy seasons, such as December, where you get people who are unreliable. As much as you send out like, hey, please book on time, order in time, they still come late. And they'll beg you and beg you and beg you until you come in, and you're like, okay, cool, I'll do your dress. Then we don't sleep. We don't spend time with families. We miss Christmases. We miss birthdays. We miss everything, because you're always on your machine and you're working, you're trying to get the product out. And that's it. That's the life that comes with it.
You've got to do what you've got to do.
That's the life that comes with it.
Yes.
Unfortunately. Yeah.
And before we close, I would like you to advise a young person out there that would like to start a business, but then maybe one is saying, oh, I lack capital, or maybe, you know, I don't think I'll be able to make it. How would you advise that young person to start out, like to start?
Yeah, the most important thing is start where you are, start with what you have, love what you're doing, because if you don't love what you're doing, trust me, you're going to want to quit 1,000 times. But when you do love it, you, as much as you still want to quit 1,000 times, but the love for it just makes you keep, it makes you keep wanting to do more and go. I have times where I don't want to work. I have times where I don't want to get up. I have times where I don't want to have to deal with clients. But because I love what I do, I get up and I tell myself, you know what, you got this. You got this. So most importantly, just start. More than anything, just start. Because you never know where that could take you. Instead of like trying to bombard yourself with negativity, like I can't do this, it's hard. You'll never grow. You'll never learn. You'll never see what's on the other side because you never took the chance on yourself. So always take the chance on yourself and be confident. And also surround yourself with people that speak the same language as you. Because I don't want to come to you with an idea like, I'm excited. Hey, I want to start selling sweets. And you're like, why?
What are you talking about?
Why are you selling sweets? So
yeah. And where can people find your product? Where can people find you?
Alrighty, so I am on social media. On Facebook, I am Siphosethu Vayo. And on Instagram, I am Vayo Designs, which is VIO Designs _. And then you can get me on my WhatsApp number. Can I say my number?
You can.
Okay, it's 084 560 9748. Siphosethu Vayo.
And your email address?
Well, I don't really check my emails, but for fun, it's siphosethu.vayo@gmail.com.
Okay. That was Siphosethu Vayo from Vayo Designs. Born and bred in Port Elizabeth, she is an entrepreneur. She was taking us through her journey as an entrepreneur. I hope you are inspired. The name of the show is Siyaphanda, where the Bay Youth makes it work. Please do like, share, and comment. And please do also follow us on our social media platforms. Thank you. Welcome to Siyaphanda, where the Bay Youth make it work. And I'm your host, Dimpo Bulani. And this show is for you if you are looking into starting a business, if you're an entrepreneur or looking into adventure into the business sector. And today we are joined by Mandilive Twalo, a founder and director of EzoXaba. Mandilive, thank you for joining us today. Kindly greet the viewer at home.
Greetings to the viewers at home and also greetings to you too, Dimpo.
Thank you. Mandilive, for those who are meeting you for the first time, who are you and what do you do?
I am Mandilive Twalo, the owner and founder of EzoXaba Group, of course. EzoXaba Group, it is a construction company that mainly specializes in electrical construction and maintenance, but we are not limited to electrical work. We also offer diverse work under the construction sector, such as your civil bricklaying, your plumbing, your carpentry, everything that is basically under our construction sector. Yeah.
And if you were to be asked, how do you describe the business?
I cannot actually say what is business, but I can just in simple try to explain what it means to me. Business to me basically means transacting with a client or fulfilling the needs of the client in order for you to get a remuneration at the end. Yeah, you identify the problem within the market, you fulfill those needs. That's what basically business is.
Kula lonke ishishini likhoyo, Mr. Seyazi ukuthi uba ne-target audience. EzoXaba, who is your target audience? Who's your target?
Our target audience is diverse, but when we started operations, our target market was mainly the townships and the rural communities. But of course, seeing the need also in the other areas as well, we saw the need to open our target audience so that it can be broad, because we received clients that are also operating businesses. We received clients that are also SMMEs. We received clients that are also other contractors as well. So we saw the need, let us not limit our business to only focus on rural areas and also townships and the underserved areas. So our target market is broad. We have business-to-business clients. We have a business to, what do we call that in business language? We also serve households.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Then what makes EzoXaba different? Because there's a lot of electrical construction companies out there, but what makes you stand out?
Our company, I can basically say it's compliance driven. Since it was established in a space where compliance wasn't so we saw a need of let us open a compliance driven construction company that is going to mainly focus on compliance standards.
Sifuna ukwazi uhambo lakho luqale nini as EzoXaba? When did you start? And where are you operating from? Goliphi ishishini?
EzoXaba Group basically started at school. I was quite excelling in doing practicals. So one of the leaders at school saw that, no man, this young man is excelling in what he's doing. They took me to a cafeteria which we had there back at school to fix his stoves there, and also what do we call that thing that keeps the food warm?
Microwave.
Not microwave, that big thing, Landengulu. It's called, what do they call that thing? I forgot its name.
Whatever it is, but it's something that you fix.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I started, I saw there that, hey, I'm good, I'm really, really good at this thing. Then, man, let me take it a step further. Then I saw it. That's where everything began.
Yeah. Have you always been a handyman? Did you always work with your hands? Because uyakwazi umuntu waphiwa isiphiwo sokusebenza ngezandla abe engayazi ukuthi angenza business. Wawuzazi ukuthi uzo-adventurisha into starting your own company?
Growing up, I liked a lot playing with my hands. Even if my parents bought me toys, I would just tear them apart. 2 days is too much. I want to see what's inside this thing. Yeah, so basically I can say it's a skill I grew up with, but I didn't know how to cultivate it, how to incubate it to become what it is today. But through the other programs I went through school, that's where I cultivated the skill I had. I saw, I can take this skill further to become a proper business. Yeah.
And then how did you balance between school and business yakho? How did, ikufundise njani lonto about discipline?
Yeah, I call it sometimes you have to be at school, sometimes you have this client wants this thing done now, and today is your due date at school, so it's quite not easy. Sometimes you have to sacrifice and decide, yes, I'm not going to go to school today, or I'm not going to attend this client. It's actually not easy, I can say, but one thing it has taught me is that you must have a discipline in whatever you are doing, or you must have a way of doing things. You must learn to, whoever is around you must understand what you are doing, who you are, or I don't know how to say it, or how do you do things.
Yeah. Oh, that is profound, Mr. Twalo. Just a quick one as well. Ndifuna ukwazi ukubana, where do you see EzoXaba in the next 10 to 15 years to come?
I'm not just building a business, or I'm not just starting a business. I'm starting a dynasty or a legacy that is going to be taken care of by those who are coming after me, whether from my family or whether from my society, from my community, or whoever that is coming after me. I am building a foundation that is going to sustain all of those that are coming after me, whether it doesn't. Yeah.
So in other words, you are building a legacy that you would like to last a lifetime. And particularly, can you tell us, why are you targeting the townships and the rural areas specifically?
In the space that I'm operating in, there are currently a small number of businesses that are focusing on my niche.
Yeah.
Most of them are focused in the suburbs, or most of them are focusing on the businesses, most of them are focused on well-established areas. So they're in the townships, even if you can go next door to your house and just go the inside, you will just see, while you are entering the door, even if you haven't entered there at the door, usangene gate in, you will just see a red flag, non-compliant, point number one.
Yeah.
So in the townships, that's where most of izinyoka you get. That's what they call illegal connections.
Yeah.
They call them izinyoka. So that's where in non-compliant installations are more dominant, which is at the townships, and it poses a serious risk to whoever is living around that certain space. So that's why I chose to focus on the townships. Yeah.
Okay. And then, how would you advise a young person that is skillful but bengekayirejistarisha ibhizinesi yabo okanye bangacingi nokucinga ukuthi bangayirejistarisha?
Your question is quite hard for me to answer. All I can say is just start with what you have, where you are.
Yeah.
Then eventually, as time goes on, you attend workshops, you attend other entrepreneurial competitions and everything, up until you understand the issue of compliance and also red tapes within the industry you're going to operate in. Then once you start understanding the systems in place that are there in the sector that you're going to operate in, that's when you can start registering your business and going further with your business. Yeah.
And then in closing, you did mention that your business was once deregistered. Can you take us through that? What happened and how did you find a solution registering again your business?
Back then, when I started operating, I was all fascinated about being in business. I wanted to be a formally recognized business person. Went on registering a business without even knowing that I have to register with the Department of Labor, register with NHBRC, register with CITPs and all these regulatory bodies. So as time goes on, I didn't even know that I had to file returns, for that matter of fact. So as time went on, I kept on receiving emails, and of which I didn't even check my emails because there was nothing to check on my emails. I didn't even have formal contracts. I had informal contracts. I would go to the clients, do a word of mouth, we agree, there's nothing written. So that's what led to my company being deregistered later, 2023. It was the issue of being non-compliant and not having files, and not obeying the rules that are there in the sector that I am operating in. But as time went on, I attended entrepreneurial workshops, competitions. So that's where I learned the issue of compliance, that No, I have to be to be fully compliant to a certain point whereby I even became a national finalist for the Ellen Gray inter-college pitching competition. So that's where I learned about the issue of compliance, and also through the Ngwekazi student entrepreneurship program. Yeah, that's where I learned about the issue of compliance. So yeah,
Okay.
that's all I can say.
And in closing, where can people find EzoXaba? Where can they get hold of you?
We are available on all of the social media platforms. On Facebook, we are EzoXaba Group. On Instagram, we are EzoXaba_group. Then on TikTok, we are EzoXaba_group. Then we have our WhatsApp line, which is 063 2277 510. Yeah.
Mr. Twalo, thank you for joining us and sharing your insight with us. Thank you for joining us. Kindly do like, share, and comment. We would like to hear from you. On Facebook, we are Siyaphanda. On TikTok, we are Siyaphanda. On YouTube, we are TMWTV. Please like, share, and comment.